Always hire people better than you. One of the most important secrets when it comes to hiring and assembling a team. Welcome to the session, Stephanie. Great to have you on board. How are you?
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure indeed. Let's get straight into it by maybe you sharing a bit about, your business and what kind of services you're providing at the moment.
Thank you. Yes, so Ostique really is on a mission to transform the lives of those living with chronic bowel disease. We do that through innovative product design and development, but also through the power of shared experience. So events and support services, both offline and online.
Amazing. I like the fact that you got two areas to your business, the actual service or the product, but also the mindset area around using that product and the stigma associated with having that kind of illness. So maybe talk us through the mindset side of things and tell us how did that come about, the part two of your business, and how important is it right now for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So specifically, our products are for people who have undergone stoma surgery.
Mm.
Which is where, as a result of diseases like chronic bowel disease, but also cancer and a number of other precursors, the diseased section of the bowel is removed. The working end is brought out through the abdomen, and this diverts fecal waste into a bag, commonly called a colostomy bag or ostomy bag. And as you can imagine, and as you alluded to, there is a lot of stigma, social stigma around this condition. I think, particularly here in the UK, we don't like talking about going to the toilet. And really, our mission is to stamp out this poo taboo.
Mm.
And as you say, this mental health awareness, the empowerment of people who have to live with a stoma, it's incredibly important now more than ever. I, I believe 80% of those living with a disability in the UK have a hidden disability, an invisible disability. So walking down the street, they'll look like you and I. And therefore they are subjected to stigma, to prejudice, unlike when it's perhaps a more visible disability or illness. And that's unacceptable at Ostique. We don't believe that that's right. And yeah, we work really hard with hundreds and thousands of ostomates, of people living with chronic bowel disease. And we support them, we help them through both offline and online services. Our podcast, Chatting Shit with Ostique. Sorry if I'm not allowed to
Brilliant.
swear.
Love it. You can swear as much as you like.
Which is phenomenal, and I would suggest that anyone going to listen. We have a number of other services, but yeah, it's absolutely paramount in our mission to help people and improve their quality of life.
Amazing. And just by listening to you talk over there, you've got such a strong purpose behind
Mm.
your business. And we were lucky enough to speak earlier on for a few minutes where you shared a bit about the importance of having a vision to drive you through challenges such as COVID, etc. So people listening to this podcast right now are probably thinking, business can be a challenging journey, ups and downs, a bit of a roller coaster. You just shared a very important point over there around the importance of having a vision, purpose. Talk to us about how your vision and your purpose is fundamental to driving you through to successes you've had.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's probably important to note that I was inspired to found the company by very personal reasons. Both of my younger brothers have Crohn's disease, which is a common prelude to needing stoma surgery. And for years, sort of witnessed their journey through debilitating drugs and multiple operations. And, I could see what a toll it was taking on them. Um, at the time, I actually didn't know what a stoma was, and that's how we began looking into what living with a stoma might mean for them. So they continue to inspire me. They were the reason for founding the company, and I think now has as that has had this ripple effect as we've spoken to more and more people. As a team, we continue to be inspired by the people that we are designing for, that we are providing services for, and they fundamentally have set our vision. They have set our mission. That's what keeps us focused on what we have set out to do. I should add as well, it's not just me or Steve. I work with some incredible women. I have the most fantastic team, and in fact, all of us on the management team have been affected one way or another by either bowel disease or cancer or a stoma itself, or know someone with a stoma. And so we are very focused, we are very passionate, we are very motivated, and it is this passion and this belief in our vision to improve people's lives that keeps us going. I said to you earlier, you know, working in a startup, running a startup is like a roller coaster, high highs and low lows. And I think unless you are absolutely set on what you are trying to achieve, it can be very easy to let those lows, whether it be failure, whether it be an external factor, kind of set you down and you think, gosh, this just isn't worth it. But it is looking at that bigger picture. It is looking at your vision and what your end goal is. That's what's going to drive you forward. That's certainly what drives us forward.
No, we've had many times. It's really refreshing to really hear that point on a Tuesday morning to think about, hey, look,
Mhm.
it is your the purpose and the values behind your vision that really
Mm.
drives you forward. Because businesses, yeah, absolutely, it is like being a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And for the listeners out there, you may be running a business you enjoy or you don't enjoy, or maybe we've got to find something. What could be your purpose over here? What could really be driving you over here? And create a purpose to take you through the low lows and make them into highs. So on that note, let's stretch that point a bit further. So you've got some team members, and you shared that there were friends from school back in the day when you were friends, but now you're working together. Now we've always heard the saying, never go to business with friends or never go into business with family or something. But clearly you've got to a successful position. What couple of tips could you share around going into business with friends and making it a successful one?
Mm. Yes. I am very lucky to be working with two of my closest friends. We were at school together, as you say. We all went off and had our own careers, and have come back to build or steek into its success. Um, what are some tips I could share? I think having a always being honest and transparent with each other, if necessary, specifically saying, you know, we're having this conversation in a business context. It is not personal. Well, not necessarily saying that, but I think all of us understand when it's time for friendship and when it's time for business. Don't get me wrong, there have been some moments that have been incredibly testing, both on a business relationship level, but also on a friendship level. But in saying that again, I think it comes back to the fact that we respect each other. We all want the same thing. We all want to see Ostique succeed. We all want to see people living with bowel disease, cancer, and ultimately living with a stoma have a better quality of life, feel empowered, and feel their absolute best in their daily lives. We are all so purpose driven that ultimately, you know, we're all on the same team. We all want
All
the
on the
same
same team.
thing.
And it's so nice to hear
Yeah.
what you said over there, because you read in plenty of management textbooks and leadership textbooks that it's important to have a vision and a mission and have shared values. But now you're just helping to personify that. Hey, look, when you do have this shared vision, this shared objective, and shared values, arguments can happen, disagreements can happen, but because the shared value is the same, you all know you're arguing for the same thing, but through different roads. And
Yeah,
that in itself can keep you all bonded together and continue working. That's a really
absolutely.
important thing. So great tip you shared over there. Always be honest and transparent and kind of position, say, hey, look, I'm coming to you from a good place. That's all about betterment of the company and the decisions we're making. Don't take this personally. And just that positioning statement before you have that kind of conversation I'm pretty sure it's
Mm.
working wonders in your company.
Absolutely. And I would say that the positives of working with people that you
Mhm.
know and love and respect far outweigh the negatives. We understand each other's skills and strengths. We 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 can have really fantastic conversations. We often read each other's minds, and we're all on the same page. So I have to say, working with friends whilst provides challenges is the most rewarding and wonderful experience that I've ever had in my career thus far. And I genuinely wouldn't change it for the world.
Awesome. So you kind of go through challenges together, then you celebrate successes together, like you would with your
Absolutely.
friends anyway, but you all got the same purpose. Love it. Um, Next question, looking ahead to the future. Yes, there's a challenging economic backdrop there, but we can't really do anything about that. It is what it is to a certain degree. But when you take a look at your company, what would you say are the top two challenges you feel as a company you've got to overcome to keep your growth trajectory up over the coming years, over the coming 2 years, let's say?
Mhm. So we are launching our first range of ostomy devices in over the next year or so, which is incredibly exciting and is the culmination of years of research and development, and going through all the regulatory challenges and everything that you need to meet to sell medical devices in the UK and further afield. So that's certainly a challenge,
Mm.
but an exciting one. I say challenge because with any hardware product, you are manufacturing, you are dealing with supply chain and
Yeah.
logistics and storage and everything that you must do. So there are certainly challenges in that. And I think, again, as we expand, we again are looking to expand our team. And there are challenges that come with that. Thus far, there's only four of us at Austique. And we therefore, as I've kept alluding to, have an incredibly strong culture and ethos, set of
Mm.
values. And I think as we expand and grow our team, keeping that as it is today, or in fact not necessarily as it is today, but allowing that to build and to grow in a positive way, to have new voices build us up, new people, new skills. Whilst I look forward to that, I also think there may be some challenges around navigating that and still keeping Austique at its core what it is today.
Yeah, I mean, people change the dynamics of the business,
Yeah.
and before somebody comes in and changes it for, say, God forbid, the worst, you want to create your own culture and make sure you stick to the principles that got you through where you were, and keep that going. And no doubt, the production of a new product, the supply chain challenges you got to overcome are two important things.
Yes.
And you're probably not alone in those challenges, and plenty of people listening can resonate with that as well. But final question before we wrap up. And I love asking this question because there's a whole range of answers people give, and I'm pretty sure yours is going to add more value to the people listening. Is this: if you were to start your business again, this time as an 18-year-old, coming straight out of education, looking to start a business, what one piece of advice would you give to your 18-year-old self right now going into business?
I would say speak to everyone. I would say go to all the events, do all the networking. And I have to say, I am not a lover of networking. My partner would attest to that. But do it. Speak to everyone because you never know who is going to help you on your journey. It is speaking to people and making connections and getting good people on your side. That is the key to everything. For
Brilliant.
so many times there have been a small nugget from a conversation we've had at some random event, or whatever it might be, that has grown and allowed us to flourish in return. So yeah, speak to as many people as possible and enjoy the experience.
Amazing, love it. Talking of enjoying, I've enjoyed last 15 minutes or so we've had together. You've shared some really good nuggets over here. Can't wait to release this clip to the wider audience. Stephanie, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.